Have you ever listened to George Duke's album, A Brazilian Love Affair? It's often deemed Duke's most popular, reaching number 33 on the UK Albums Chart and number 119 on Billboard. Though my favorite of Duke's albums is Feel, in part for its title track that hears luscious vocals paired with bass and an outerworldly synth, A Brazilian Love Affair is more than worth a listen. Across the album, Duke trades in his keyboard virtuosity to take the spotlight as the lead singer. At times, he drops sun-drenched lyrics, like on the title track that detail the sounds, sights, and women of Brazil. Other times, he wordlessly vocalizes, his falsetto voice sparking future comparisons to Thundercat. What stands out the most about the intro track, however, happens during the song's breakdown. The squeak of a cuica, or Brazilian friction drum, bisects Duke's singing. Unlike more traditional drums, the cuica features both a percussive pad and an internal stick that allows players to change the drum's pitch on demand. The result is a delightfully cacophonous honking that resembles a pitched-up beatboxer. Instruments like the cuica have found use around the world, but my experience with the drum comes in the form of Super Mario Sunshine. Now that tangent's out of the way, let's take a look at the Super Mario Sunshine soundtrack and how its stylistically appropriate music makes for an enjoyable, if almost ill-fitting soundtrack for Nintendo's portly plumber. Released in 2002 for the Nintendo GameCube, Super Mario Sunshine sees Mario, Princess Peach, Toadsworth, and some frantic and frankly useless Toads visiting the tropical Isle Delfino on vacation. Upon arriving to the Delfino airstrip, Mario acquires Flood, the Flash Liquidizer Ultra Dousing device, and immediately uses its low-pressure water system to rid the runway of a goopy, paint-splattered Proto-Piranha plant. After defeating the boss, or mini-boss, well I guess it's pretty much a regular enemy with how frequently you fight it, Mario is presented with a Shine Sprite, which, upon collecting it, plays a Shine Get theme, accompanied by the frenetic squeaking of a cuica. Which runs just a quick 7 seconds, is a departure from the funky horn fanfare that commended Mario when he collected a star in Super Mario 64. The Sunshine track is thematically appropriate and signals the deeper connection Mario Sunshine has to its game world, which in turn helps it stand out from the rest of Mario's more orchestrally inclined soundtracks. This is the diversity and beauty of the Super Mario Sunshine OST. At face value, it's obvious why the Super Mario Sunshine soundtrack works. Isle Delfino is distinctly the most tropical locale of any Mario game to date, and the music is a perfect accompaniment. Interestingly enough, Mario series composer Koji Kondo cites Latin music as one of his biggest inspirations. In the book, Game Maestro, translated by Schmupulations, Kondo said, "I always had liked Latin music. There was more going on than just the Latin influence, but I do like those bright, happy Portuguese songs. Sadao Watanabe's music was also an influence, I think. The overworld theme in Mario might show some influence from the Japanese fusion band T-Square too. The rhythms in their music were easy for Japanese listeners to follow. The soundtrack, however, had to uphold more than Mario's weight in world. At the time of Mario Sunshine's release, Nintendo underwent a thematic shift among its most popular series: Mario, The Legend of Zelda, and Pokemon. Each game took on a decidedly tropical theme. In The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, Link traverses a flooded Hyrule dotted with islands, caverns, and lookout towers. Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire take players to Hoenn, a southern Japanese region that features variable weather patterns like torrential downpours and harsh sunlight. Unlike Zelda and Pokemon, however, Mario Sunshine takes the visual themes and dials them into the soundtrack. The Mario Sunshine soundtrack struts along with a vibrancy that perfectly complements the game's world. In addition to the main musical motif being mixed into the level themes, the game's instrumentation adds a distinctly tropical hill. The track for Bianco Hills flaunts what I suspect to be an accordion driving the main melody, and is complemented by a soft cello rhythm. As the first level in the game, the music is notably distraction-free, and allows for players to keep an ear out for enemy sound effects and the shimmer of shine sprites as they acclimate themselves to the game world. The second world diverts from this musical luxury, throwing players into the busy Rico Harbor that features a similarly frenetic track. Rico Harbor is supposed to be a bustling port, with dock workers scrubbing boats and longshoremen atop catwalks. The song, while far from oppressive, ratchets up the game's pace, with a jovial bass line that pushes the generally lackadaisical horn melody until the hi-hat breakdown in the song's back half. It's worth noting that Mario Sunshine revives the trend of remixing the music with added percussion when players ride Yoshi. First introduced in Super Mario World on the SNES, the inclusion of Yoshi percussion is part of Super Mario Sunshine's broader revival of traditional Mario tropes. In a 2002 interview with IGN, Shigeru Miyamoto and Satoru Iwata briefly hinted at how Sunshine fits into the larger Mario mythos, noting that features like flip gates, bloopers, and piranha plants would return. These inclusions, along with returning controls like the jump dive, side jump, and triple jump from Mario 64, help establish Mario's 3D feature set moving forward, even though the music takes the game into uncharted territory. On a similar throwback note, the music for the secret levels is Platforms Aplenty, which hears an a cappella remix of the classic Mario Bros. Theme. Little nods like this are nifty reminders of the series' beginnings, despite Sunshine's radically different style. Where the game also shines is in the vibrancy of its surroundings. For example, in Bianco Hills, circles of flowers will sing in harmony when sprayed simultaneously. Or, after defeating the manta ray boss in Hotel Delfino, the boss's music gets scratched and slowed until it's replaced with the usual bathed in synth groove. Much of the music is simply relaxing, a trait that's owed to the compositions of Shinobu Nagata. Nagata composed Super Mario Sunshine's soundtrack with Koji Kondo, bringing with her the experience of penning wistful and nostalgic tunes for Animal Crossing. Based on her composition credits, Pina Park, Sirena Beach, Noki Bay, and Pianta Village, Nagata was able to inject her own style into music, as none of her tracks are directly linked to the musical motif established by Kondo on the main theme. Music in games, especially platformers, is forced to fight a level of repetition. Unlike JRPGs, which often use musical motifs to buttress emotional sways in the story, platformers rely on repetition to set the pace as well as to match the mood and aesthetics of the world. Unlike Super Mario 64, which had a much less explicit way of directing players to each of the game's collectibles, there's no way you knew what wall kicks will work meant in the 90s. Sunshine introduces a camber pan that highlights the objective each time players enter a level. Musically, this more guided approach is manifested in themes that reflect the changing goals of areas. The Carnival-esque level, Pina Park and its marimba-driven melody, is replaced by a Mecha Bowser-specific theme for the boss fight, just as the Yoshi Go Round lullaby causes the unusual Pina Park music to fade as Mario approaches it. These touches, similar to areas of Noki Bay or Hotel Delfino having different music for their sub-levels, help Mario Sunshine feel larger than the game really is. There are only 7 main worlds, and the boss level for Mario to explore. While that's about half as many as Mario 64, Sunshine avoids reusing audio tracks, and instead highlights the distinct portions of levels with unique arrangements. The Bowser boss theme also inspires some analysis, if only for the Turtle Shell Dragon's interesting role in the game. Unlike previous Mario games in which Bowser, or at least an imposter, was fought multiple times before the final battle, Mario Sunshine resigns King Koopa to the final level of the game. As such, Bowser lacks a musical identity. In Mario 64, players were egged on by the uneasy melody of Bowser's Road in each stage before taking on the boss himself. In Sunshine, however, Mario doesn't battle Bowser outright until clearing the final stage, Corona Mountain. Rather than the intense organ piece that plays as Mario tries to twirl Bowser into bombs in 64, the Bowser boss theme in Sunshine is much less daunting. Hand drums and a warbled bass rhythm give the lead to a simple piano melody that is all but drowned out by the sound effects of the giant bathtub Bowser sits in. The anticlimactic music track is a reminder that even though Mario is trying to save Isle Delfino, the stakes are lower than when he's trying to keep Bowser from taking over all of Mushroom Kingdom. Compared to the portrayal of Bowser in the upcoming release of Super Mario 3D World, in which he is so out of control, even his own son helps Mario, the Sunshine iteration is placid, and he couldn't be bothered to get out of his bathtub to give Mario a proper fight. Every now and then, you'll find a Reddit thread that clamors for a true sequel to Mario Sunshine. The game was polarizing in its release, taking a left turn from the established gameplay of the previous games in favor of a brightly colored and foreign island resort. Whereas future games would prompt various returns to the Mushroom Kingdom, Mario Sunshine stands out as a non sequitur among Mario games. We never really see the Piantas again, save for a world in Super Mario Galaxy, and Shine sprites have limited replay value, seeing inclusion in Mario Kart and rarely elsewhere. Until Super Mario Odyssey and its introduction of Cappy and Mario's transformation powers, the Mario series tended to play things safely, opting for a traditional 3D platform game over anything as unique as Flood. Sunshine's idiosyncrasies are aptly illustrated by its soundtrack, being a lackadaisical romp that strays away from the Galaxian tropes of future installments. The game's objectives, like hosing down Petey Piranha or scrubbing down a hotel beachfront, are more methodic than spring-suiting around chain shops or diving for treasure in Dire Dire Docks. Sure, Mario saves the world just the same, but Super Mario Sunshine and its soundtrack ensure players will catch a few rays while getting the job done.